Hello! How are all my friends here on Paisley's channel? It's been a while, I know. We're going to work on that. We need to get back in the gear. We've had a lot of things happening, a lot of things going on. Just haven't been able to make a video. So, thank you if you are a previous subscriber and you're watching this video today. And thank you if you're a new subscriber, and welcome. You're going to hear our little one in the background playing. She's having a good time this morning. But I just thought that we would come on here today, and I'm going to be doing some pressure canning of homemade chicken noodle soup that my wonderful husband had made all night long. So we're going to do that. Also, I want to take a minute and ask those of you on here that would, if we could just take a moment in silence for either prayer, good vibes, just keeping in your thoughts, whatever you may do. For all those that were affected last night in this record-breaking tornado outbreak, it's just so strange to me that in December people are dealing with tornadoes, especially in like the Kentucky area. It's just crazy to me. But there were a lot of lives lost. I know that there was a distribution center in Illinois that there were maybe up to 100 people that were trapped. There was a nursing home that collapsed. I know in Maysfield, Kentucky, they said it's basically wiped off the map. So is Bowling Green, Kentucky. They're saying that once there were buildings and now there's just foundations. So we just take a moment, just keep them in your thoughts. Alright, thank you so much for doing that. Let's get this started. We're going to get this homemade scrumptious soup all canned up. I don't know how much it's going to make. We've already taken out our portion for our dinner and a couple lunches maybe this week. But we had so much left over, thought we would go ahead and can it up and put it on the shelf. It's always nice to have canned soup on the shelf so that you can break it out and have it for lunch or even dinners on another day. So I have my pressure canner with 3 quarts of water in it. It's a Presto, and on mine it says it needs 3 quarts of water. I have it warming up, and I have 10 jars here. I don't know if we'll fill 10 jars, but I got 10 jars ready to go, and I got my vinegar for wiping the rims and my clean towels. So let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, so I'm using quart jars here, which is a total of 2 cups. So you know that in each jar of soup, you're going to have 2 cups, or each jar, you're going to have 2 cups of soup. That way, when you do your planning for your meals, depending on your family size, or if you're just having it lunch, if you just need to get 1 jar out, 2 jars out, or whatever the case may be. You're going to take this up to the 1-inch mark. And on my container here, I have measurements, so it tells me exactly where we need to be. If you do not have it, there is a tool out there that has a measuring unit. You can look that up. Or if you just look at your jars, right on where it starts to curve on the jar is a 1-inch mark. A lot of people didn't know that. So now that we got that filled, I'm going to take my clean rag and wipe the rims. So we make sure we don't have any oils or broth or any food contaminants on that rim to prevent sealing.
Hi.
Finger tight, no wrist action, just finger tight. First, I skipped a very important step. I'm going to use my little skewer here and just go along and debubble any bubbles that may be in there. Grab another lid here since that one fell. And again, finger tight, and put it in your canner. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them here, and then we will come back and we'll see how many we get out of the leftover soup. Down to our last jar for this batch. And I'm really surprised that that made 10 quart jars. So, or not quart, pint jars. So I'm debubbling this now. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Use my vinegar to wipe the rims. She loves playing with her little dolls in there. So we're wiping it really good, like I said, to get any oil, fat, or food debris. And then take our last lid here and our ring and put it on finger tight. And move it over to the canner. Now, like I said, this is a Presto canner. It holds 10 pints. 7 quarts, I believe. Always follow your instructions on your canner. This may take a little bit of wiggling room because I do have a jar that's a little different size. There we go. And all 10 fit in there. And there you can see that all 10 jars made it in there. Now it is time to put our lid on. And we're going to just take it, make sure it's on, push down just a little bit, not a lot, but just enough to seal it and turn so that you know that it is locked in place. So we're going to go ahead. I found with my canner and my oven just past medium, not quite medium high, but just past medium. And we're going to let this come up to temperature and pressure and wait for this to start steaming consistently. And then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so as you can see, this is at a steady stream now. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. Or 8, because it's been going on now for about 2. And once that goes off, we'll be putting our weight on. Now, depending on your elevation, which you'll have to read in your manual or your USDA guide, this right here, this piece is already 5 pounds. In my elevation, you need 10. So I put another piece on. Once this timer goes off, I will put this on top of where it is venting. And then we will wait for the gentle rocking motion, which we'll show you here. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to use some tongs here because this is extremely hot, everyone, so be very careful. I'm going to take this and just put it on top. Just like that. That way I don't burn my hands or my fingers. And while you're on here, I want to show you this beautiful broth. Yes, it has some chicken in it and stuff and all the seasoning, but this is really good to have on hand. Whether you're sick or you just need broth, look how dark and rich that is. That tells you some really good quality chicken stock. So now what we're going to wait on is we're going to wait for this to start gently rocking back and forth. And you want a gentle rock, nothing too excessive, because then that means there's too much pressure in there. And if you see back here, this is now popped up. That tells me that the pressure is now starting to build. And once this starts gently rocking at a consistent level, then we will start the timer at that time for 90 minutes. No matter where you are, or no matter what elevation you are, the weight can be different. But the time for cooking any kind of meat products or low acid foods for pressure cooking in a quart or pint jar will be 90 minutes when it comes to meat. So like I said, just follow your USDA rules and your pressure canner guidelines for your area and elevation. So we're going to go ahead and once this starts gently rocking, set the timer for 90 minutes and we'll bring you back. Alright, so it is now starting to rock, and it has been rocking consistently here for about a minute or two. So I think it's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 90 minutes. And then that's all we have to do is sit and wait. Make sure that this stays consistently rocking. And when the timer is set, we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so we are still rocking and rolling. She is still jiggling. Let's bring you down here. It is now time to turn the timer off and then turn the heat off. At this point, you do not want to remove this. First of all, it's still under a lot of pressure, and the little gauge back here is still up. At this point, you're going to let this completely cool down. This will stop rocking, and this will go down once the pressure is released. At that point, you're safe to safely remove the lid and get your contents out of your pressure cooker. Alright, so turn you around here. The weight has been taken off. All of the pressure is now out of the canner. The little top is down, so that tells me that it is safe to remove, but it's still hot. So when you do this, you just want to be very careful. Kind of turn it, and when you lift it away from your face, because there is still steam in here, and we don't want to get steam burn. So we're going to lift it, and look at all that steam. And it looks like so far everything in there is good. Check here. It's still bubbling and boiling. Very hot. Look at that. And there you are. You have a meal on the shelf stable for a future meal for your family. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here on our little stand that we have. And that's it. We are finished. We're going to continue taking these out and put them on our little stand. When you put them on something after you've taken them out, I always put, like, we have it's like a dish drying mat. I use a lot for my canning jars. And I'm just going to put them over there, and we're going to leave them rest for the next 24 hours. In the meantime, you'll hear those wonderful little pings that we all enjoy if you're a canner. And once everything is sealed, then we'll be able to remove the rings and put it on our shelf. So after the water cools down and the canner cools down some more, I do have these 6 jars of broth that we can use for our family too. So I will go ahead and pressure cook those, but that's for another time. thank you for joining me today, and thank you for all of your support. Please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can get my newest videos that are uploaded, and you can also look back at my previous videos. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of things on there that you can learn, and you can bake, you can ferment, you can dehydrate. There's other canning videos, water bath canning and pressure canning, and I'm enjoying hearing these pings. So thank you again, and God bless you. I hope you all have a safe week, and you are blessed just as much as we are. Love y'all.